this morning, option strategist at Buy Alerts. Tim, you are definitely a last-minute airport guy. You're showing up like I am 25 minutes before. Get out of my way.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting paged at the bar. Please come to the flight so we can take off here. So
that's good. That's a good system too.
Absolutely works every time, but maybe not for everyone else. But certainly fits into my kind of.
Hey, worst case scenario, you miss your flight. You're boozing up at the bar.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a different flight you're taking off with. So. We're looking at a stock that, as you and Caroline alluded to, has certainly taken off. When we looked at that previous chart, it almost looked like, United and some of these airlines have become a new meme stock with that price action. They have really gone parabolic here, getting up towards certainly the recent highs, to say the least here. But that 110 level is finally getting a little bit of a pushback, seeing a little pushback even again today. So I think, the fear may come back here unless they really knock it out of the park. It kind of rallied in sympathy with Delta, so it really has to beat by, I think, a bigger margin than Delta to head higher here. So I'm cautiously kind of neutral to maybe a touch bearish, just going out buying next week's $100 puts. Selling this week's 100 puts. Really like that term structure vol difference this week's, implying about a 10-point move on the stock. I think that's overstated given the rally we've seen, but able to capture almost a 50-point term structure vol difference, buying about a mid-80 IV next week and selling over a 130 IV this week. So paying just under 50 cents for that, so certainly defined risk I can live with. So kind of like this as a vol capture trade as much as a slightly bearish trade on UAL. And if it does head back towards 100, even better here.
All right. Vol capture, so it's pretty elevated. That's kind of your point about the memification. You get stock up, vol up, and earnings, that's going to be even more prevalent, right?
Yeah, absolutely, especially on, this week's, like I said, trading well over a 130 on the ones we're selling those $100 puts, and then hedging with, mid-80 IV for a stock like United Airlines. That's a, 50% plus term structure vol differential. I think that's about the steepest I've seen on UAL in certainly many quarters here. So that will flatten out post earnings. That's kind of the one thing about post earnings. The IV will flatten out pretty much. So really like that edge here, and leaning slightly bearishly. A pullback towards even 105 would work out nicely on this trade, and really don't have much downside until this thing really gets hammered. So no problem there. And to the upside, have plenty of cushion to the upside. So kind of like it for the stock. Maybe just react kind of blah post earnings here and make a little more on the vol flattener trade as much as a slight pullback in the shares.
Okay. Like it. UAL looking for a little bit of fade in the volatility. Seems like a decent approach given how much the expectations have now gotten baked in to the stock, with volatility 132 right now for UAL on the Jan 24, 80 for the Jan 31. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate the trades.
You bet. Anytime. Take care.
You got it. Option strategist at Buy Alerts, Mr. Tim Bigham, and our own Caroline Woods, head of UAL.